Okay, hello everybody, welcome back to BareRose Garage here. I'm going to talk a little bit more again on the differences on some of the oddities and stuff with the C6 transmission and the general oddities of hot rodding with Ford in general. Chevy guys, Mopar guys, they kind of got it easy when it comes to this kind of stuff, swapping transmissions and swapping parts around. With Ford, you can't do that. Ford loved to change everything all the time. They had so many different bell housing combinations. I can't even name them all. There's hundreds of them. With Ford, you have to do your research because even the same engines, you go back and look at my that Jeep that I was working on. You see what I'm talking about. Same years, they use two different distributors in a 302. Ford is that way. So if you're going to hot rod with Fords, you have to know your stuff. Anyway, this goes to the transmission too, that C6. What I got here is I got two of them that are the exact same year. Both of these are 77s. But one came out of a car, one came out of a truck. Yeah, you would say, duh, it's going to be different. But they're a lot different. I'll show you. First thing, and this is a good thing, if you're looking for a strong C6, you actually look for this one. Why? They look like cooling ribs in here that go up to the bell housing. These are actually strength gussets because they had all transmissions, you throw a lot of torque and everything on them, you dead hook in the rear end, they break right here. And you see these are all married. There is no separated bell housing on these. They're all one piece with the body. So Ford put these strengtheners in here, made this transmission extremely strong. This is a very good C6 body to have if you're looking for that. But my big difference here, you already seen the reason I had to go out and pull that motor home, motor and tranny, is because the mounts were different. Well, there's another big difference. I'll get the tape measure for this one. You see back here on the tail housing, I got them lined up, bell housing to bell housing. And then you come back here, the one in the Lincoln, the one in the pickup, you can see they're a whole lot different. See if I can do this one-handed. Oh, without breaking and throwing stuff around. Let's see here, that's right on it. That comes out to what? 38.5 from bell housing to tail. Now on a two-wheel drive pickup, we come out to 34.5. You can see they're a whole lot different. From body to tail mount, they're the same, 21 inches. And the same here. Get off there. 21 inches. So this part of them is the same length. They change from here to here, the tail shaft. Well, that sounds easy. Just change the tail shaft, right? Way more than that. It's a whole lot more than that. Honestly, I would really love to run that Lincoln one because it is stronger. And if I ever decide to get wild and crazy with the power on this thing, yeah, that's a good transmission to have because you won't break, you won't split the case on that one. The pickup one, they're still strong. I'm not worried about it. It's just, I got that other one, so I'd like to run it, but there's a whole lot more to that. What you got to do, this is your main shaft. It runs clear through the transmission. All your gears and all your clutches and all automatic transmission stuff is all connected to it all the way through there. So to change this, you got to basically gut this and change and move the tail housing over to that one and take all the guts out of here and put it over there. That's too much work. I'm not doing it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run the, you know, I've already told you 100 times, I'm running the one out of the motorhome. Another difference in it too, and this one's going to help me out tremendously. If you're fighting for room, you can see here, see if I can get it to line up. See how much steeper this bell housing is here in comparison to that one. That's a more shallow angler, especially with these tins, gussets on there. I got to have a lot of floor and hump space in order to get this one in. You seen I was fighting for it. This one, I got a lot more room. I got a good 1.5 inches more. I can raise this motor up. That's possibly going to get me up and over, give me more room at least on that steering box that I'm fighting room for, that you can see in my other videos that are going to go somewhere up in there. Anyway, that's some more little quirks on the C6 and the generality of hot rodding with Fords. Fords ain't Chevy, Fords ain't GM, Fords ain't Mopar. If you play with Ford, Fomoco, you have to know your stuff. You have to know what matches what you're doing with a Ford, because they changed everything all the freaking time. And if you change one little thing, you know the old saying, you got to match everything from the wing nut to the lug nuts. And with Ford, everything has got to be everything else. And yeah, Fords are hard. Fords are very, very hard to hot rod and stuff because of that. They're very, very specific. And when they did that, you see, they have to tool up for every one of them. So it makes the parts cost more. Not quite as much as Mopar, but that's why aftermarket Ford stuff and just parts in general for a Ford cost more than a Chevy, because they had to tool up 1,000,000 times just to keep all those parts going. Anyway, that's my little, I don't know, I guess you'd call it a semi-rant. And more differences on the C6 transmission. Meantime, I'm going to keep slugging at this. I got to get the mock-up motor onto this, the real transmission now, and I'm going to drop it down in the hole, get my measurements set, and then I'm going to weld in those motor mount extensions if I need them. Okay, so stay tuned for the next one. Meantime, keep that metal hot.